Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Milena's Diary. So much has just happened, but I thought let me just get in here, do an episode, use this as a little therapy session and keep it the fuck moving, because if it's one thing I know how to do, it's talk and move on, honey. Anyways, to the left of me, I have somebody that has been a stranger, funny enough, because normally she's always on my back. But she's actually quite... What?
Why are you acting like I forced myself here? You're the one that begs me to be here.
No, whoa, beg is a bit mad. Beg is a bit mad. I don't beg you to be here. There's only one thing that I beg you for, and it's not to be here. Trust me. No, well, you can hear her already.
Wow.
Milan, go on, say hello.
Hi, guys. No,
We're kind of over it today. And let me tell you why.
Hi.
We have been going back and forth all day, bickering, getting into little stupid... It's not even been arguments. To
No, it's not arguments.
It's bickering.
Yeah, bickering, but it's like playful bickering, but you're pissing me off.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
Yeah. So before this, like every single time I come to record, yeah, I don't know what it is. No, I do know what it is. It's my ADHD. There's always something. Oh, I've left my hard drive, or I can't find my memory card.
Just can't get it together.
But the thing is, I really, really tried, because I did have everything together in the house.
And then we got here and you didn't have the hard drive.
But that's not my fault. It fell out of my bag. That's just the universe, okay? That's something that I am unable to control. Do you know what I mean? So obviously Milan's in a huff and a puff holding her ears because she is annoyed at the fact that Are you fucking rude? Okay.
So we don't need your shenanigans, man.
Okay. Do you know what? I thought, let me ask you, how are you?
Why?
What do you mean, why? I want to ask you how you are.
How do you think I'm doing? I had a meltdown this morning.
It's true. She did have a meltdown.
I had a meltdown. So how am I? I don't know.
You don't know how you are. I hear it. And do you know what? I feel like there is a lot of people that are in...
Feel the same?
Yes, 100%.
I don't know what it is.
Not only content creators, but everybody that is just trying to figure it out. Everyone's a bit like... feeling stuck.
Don't know what we're doing with life.
Yeah. And I do feel like, because I did speak about this on the episode that I done on my own.
Yeah.
And I was like crying and in tears because I'm just like, what is this? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Obviously, I always know that we're going to be okay, 100%. There's no way that we can't be. It's just about figuring out what that looks like for us. Do you know what I mean? But it is difficult, and the more and more I spend time on TikTok and online in general, I feel like everybody, and when we talk to people in real life, everybody's in that same fucking boat. It's like we're in our 30s. What the hell is happening?
I'm gonna be 32.
There's so much pressure into thinking that we need to have it all figured out right now, and to a certain degree, yes, but also I think people just need to really sit down with themselves and figure out what it is that they're passionate about.
Yeah.
Because if you're not doing something that you're passionate about or that you love, you're always going to feel like you're constantly on this hamster wheel. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, let's get into some questions that people have been in my DMs asking. So the first one is, which I think is actually a really, really good one.
Wait.
What?
Can we speak about something?
What?
It's something that we really need to speak about.
What the fuck do we need to speak about?
Jojo Siwa and Chris Hughes.
Okay, yeah, we do really need to speak about.
Because I'm a little bit obsessed.
Yeah, you are a little bit obsessed.
And I feel like we need to discuss it. How do you feel about it?
Okay, so at first, selfishly, because I am in a relationship with a woman and I'm a lesbian, I was like, damn, man. Now she's really going to be out here proving the stereotypes right about like, oh, you've just got to find the right person and find the right man, sorry. When in actual fact, I had to put it into perspective.
Yeah.
She's a young woman.
Yeah.
She's a young girl. She's trying to figure it out. Yeah. And also, just because you have labelled yourself as something, it doesn't mean that you can't change that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I've never called myself straight, but I've called myself a bisexual. Yeah. And now I'm like, I'm not bi. I'm a lesbian. I might. No. No, I don't think I could ever see myself having sex with obviously anyone apart from you, but especially not a man. I don't think I could do it, or like live my life with a man.
But don't you feel like it's a bit like between the age gap and just like...
Yeah, the age gap is weird.
I think it's all quite... The thing is, I'm literally in two minds because sometimes I literally go and look at their Insta stories just to see what they're doing.
Fucking hell, I wish you'd stalk me as hard.
No, do you know what? I just find it so intriguing.
And
it's all happened so fast. They've moved like lesbians.
And this is a good point that you've brought up, because I was about to say, do we think that Chris is actually bisexual or gay?
Yeah, but they're saying they're in a relationship now.
I don't know. I mean, I let people live their life, but all I know is watching them fall in love on TV.
The thing is, that's the thing. We saw the whole thing. Remember from the start, the minute we saw them, we was like... They're literally falling in love. And it was like, no, they're just friends, da-da-da.
No, because just friends aren't doing the things that they were doing.
Sorry, they were laying in bed,
Babe, what would you have done, if you saw me in the Big Brother house?
You would come out to nobody. You would come out that house with papers to dissolve...
Our civil partnership.
Yeah.
I would love to go on Big Brother, though. I think I'd be, like... Obviously, I would just be myself, but I think I'd really enjoy myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I 100% would really, really enjoy myself. And just having that time just to, like, be... I feel like Big Brother allows you to have a lot of time by yourself, which makes you do a lot of...
But they do also do some tasks that are there to push you, not in a good way.
So what you're saying, I wouldn't be able to do that?
No, I'm just saying, like, you think, oh, yeah, it's all nice and smooth and easy, but it's not all that. Like, some of the things you have to do face-to-face with each other, like calling people out, that's just not something I would want to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, calling people out face-to-face.
I feel like I'm very good with my words.
And because you have to. Not like, say, if I had to call somebody out for something, fine. But being forced to call somebody out and you don't really know what to say. Remember when, I can't remember who it was, but someone in the house... They said something and they didn't really know what to say, so they just made up like a silly excuse.
Yeah.
And Big Brother was like, no,
Donna,
you need to have a real reason for what you're doing. You don't make it into a joke. And it's just like, oh, I don't know.
I hear you, but there's levels to that. There's ways that you can't be a bitch. Like, you shouldn't be a bitch. You don't have to be a bitch, sorry. So, yeah, I feel like I'm quite good at that. So I would be able to do those tasks.
Yeah.
The only thing for me would be the eating part.
Oh, yeah, no, spaghetti hoops and that they were eating.
No, I can do... No. I would need my probiotics.
Yeah, but you can't, though.
I would need gut-friendly food.
Yeah, your gut will be finished by the time you get back out.
I would be in that toilet. Like, everybody would have the same thing to say about me, that my farts are mad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I would love to be on Big Brother. I would love for us both to go on Big Brother. That would be so much fun.
I wouldn't ever do it.
You would literally... That's your worst nightmare.
Yeah, between people being dirty.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I couldn't.
Yeah.
And just, I'd be so overwhelmed living with that many people, all those different personalities.
You get overwhelmed with living with me.
Yeah, I'd be so overwhelmed. I couldn't do it. Yeah.
But yeah, do you know what? It is interesting. I feel like, I don't think it's going to last.
I don't think so either.
No, I don't think it's going to last. I mean, who the fuck are we?
Yeah.
But... just seeing how everything's happened, I feel like he has helped her fall in love with another side of her, perhaps. Or something that, or a side that maybe she has just brushed under the rug because she's been with, women.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mad. I just need to talk about it because I find it mind-blowing.
Do you think it was a bit calculated on his behalf?
I don't want to say yeah, but yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know either of them before Big Brother.
You didn't?
I didn't know either of them.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know who she is. Obviously, I know that Cataleya's mentioned her name a few times a few years ago. Didn't know who she was, what she looked like. And as for him, didn't have a clue who he was.
Yeah.
We say he was in Love Island or
I think
something.
he was in Love Island, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I didn't know who either of them were. But getting to know who she was, and after when she went into the house and I looked at who she was and I was like, oh damn, she's big. And seeing who he was before he went into the house,
Yeah, there wasn't.
It was very smart of him. Obviously, I don't know if he done it on purpose, but for him, it was very smart to be close with her.
And I think as well, where she came from being a kids YouTube star to like growing up in the public eye and having all of this money, it's the same as Childstar. She's a child star. Yeah. She's trying to figure it out. She's trying to navigate her way through this life. She's
probably got a lot happening.
Yeah, but she probably, I do really feel like it's genuine on her behalf.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, on her behalf, definitely. I think she's absolutely fallen in love with him.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you're that age, 21, you're dating a 31-year-old.
But that's the thing, she's so young.
In your mind, you're like, oh my God, they're mature, they're this, they know more about life. And I've dated men who are 10 years more, 10 years plus older than me.
Yeah.
And I thought exactly the same.
And it wasn't it. Anyways.
You didn't have to go and do that, man. You didn't have to go and do that.
Anyways, let's do some questions then.
Yeah, let's do some questions. Okay, the first question, which I think is a very, very good question. The people who send in the questions are anonymous. So whoever this person is, shout out to you. How does Milan approach conflicts with Catalea? Asking as someone who is queer, co-parenting an 11-year-old, but I'm the new parent. I've been around for over a year.
Oh.
This is a very, very good one because I feel like recently you have really been doing amazingly well.
Thank you.
In terms of like, if something's going on, something's happening, you know, you feel like there's a little bit of disrespect or there's a weird vibe, you call it out. Not only do you call it out, you tell her what the issue is, you tell her like, this is not it, it's not going to continue. But you also explain things to her in a way where she doesn't feel like you're just telling her off to tell her off. And then after a few days, you will come back and you will reiterate the facts or like ask her if she understood why you lot had that conversation.
Yeah.
But how would you say that you deal with it?
I think it's difficult because when you're not the actual parent of the child and the child already has two parents, it's hard because you don't want them to feel like you're not my mum. Like, what are you doing? Like, don't chat to me. But obviously she wouldn't say something like that anyways because she's not that child, but you still have to be careful because she might be thinking it. You know what I'm saying? She might be thinking it.
She probably has.
She's probably thinking, bitch, you ain't my mum.
Shut the fuck up, man. I already got a mommy. I'm Let me stop
too far.
Yeah, too far.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how we've got to this space now. I think it was because there's been times where she's acted out and that acting out has lasted so long until I've said something and then she stops and then she goes to being my best friend again.
Yeah.
So I think we've found that in our situation, me calling her out works best.
100%.
And where I think I worked in a school, I worked with kids, like fair enough, it was secondary school kids, but
she is basically like a secondary school kid though now.
Almost, yeah, almost. Like, I don't just spaz out. Do you know what I mean?
You don't.
I'll say, what are you doing? You're in the wrong here. This is why you're in the wrong. This is how it makes me and mummy feel. So if you want to carry on, then yeah, we're going to feel like this and it's not going to be nice for anybody. We're all going to have a bad time. Or you can behave this way.
Yeah.
And we all live a good life.
Yeah. No, 100%.
And I think she just needed that breakdown. So now we'll just have to keep calling her out whenever she's... because otherwise it's just going to carry on.
Yeah, no, 100%. I totally agree. And I let you have that space as well. I'm never somebody that's like, no, I will deal with it.
Yeah.
Because if she's been disrespectful for you, that's for you lot to figure out. And yeah, of course, like if there's times that I have to step in 100%.
Yeah.
Or there's times where I deal with it on my own and you just leave me to it.
Yeah. I think it depends on what it is and how deep it is. Like, if it's something where I'm like, oh, I'll brush it off and you can just deal with it, then cool, yeah. But then if it's like, okay, no, this is getting a bit too deep and we need to discuss this.
And there has to be serious consequences.
Yeah, we need to talk about it and you're not just going to get away with it like this.
Yeah, my girl didn't have her projector for 2 weeks and now her behaviour has been...
perfect.
Yeah, it's improved.
But even that was really good because then when we took her to school on Friday and she was like... yeah, I've just learned to not speak back. Like I said, I've learned not to speak back. And not even just at home. She said, at school, I don't speak back to the teacher because I know it's not worth it. And that's what you want. You want your child to be like, oh yeah, it's not worth it behaving like this for such and such reason.
Yeah.
So it's obviously working.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because it goes beyond like me and her dad and you. Like she can take the disrespect outside of that. Yeah. And for me, it's like, that's embarrassing because we've not raised her to be like that. Like, you've been in her life since she was like, what, you met her when she was like 6?
6, yeah.
6.
Now she's 10.
That's crazy.
It's a big chunk of her life.
Yeah. Like,
by next year, I would have known her. No, not next year. Like 2 more years, I would have known her for half of her life. Do you know what I mean?
That's insane. But no, you're amazing, and I feel like step parents don't really get recognised as much because it's a very, very difficult position to be in, because it's like you don't feel comfortable enough to be like the complete full disciplinarian. Yeah. But also, like, you're not a dickhead. Yeah. And also, if you live with that child.
Yeah, you live with us. The food you eat, we pay for.
You say something, you want to take her plate away from her.
You think you're going to have that? Give me that crisp. You're not eating that. Like, the roof, the bed that you sleep on, we bought it. Like,
it's stripping that down.
Your whole bedroom was me and you together. It wasn't just you. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, this is stuff that we've done jointly together.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I have to say to her sometimes. I'm like, look, me and mummy do these things together, and you need to be grateful of that.
Yeah. But also, I was going to mention as well, like, having your one-on-one time. Yeah. Me and her having our one-on-one time, and you two also building your relationship outside of us as a family is super, super, super important.
It is difficult though, because she's with her dad on the weekends and I work till late. But that's like, you know what day was really nice? The day I worked from home, and like as soon as I was done working, we went over to the park, played in the park, or the other day when I was outside in the garden playing football with her, because I don't normally get that time.
Yeah.
So it is hard for me and her to have that time. Or like when you're out, when you've got work in the evenings, and then it's just me and her. But even then, by the time I get home, it's like, all right, get ready for bed.
I can't wait for in like, I don't know, 10 years time when she's 20 and we're still doing Milena's Diary podcast. Have her on as our special guest. Like
how was it?
What was it like for you? Like, how was your childhood?
Yeah.
That would be so... And the thing is, you're not always going to hear things that you like, innit?
No, but that's the thing. Even if you have the like perfect life, as a child, you're always going to have things that you're going to say, oh no, this was the things that I didn't like when I was young. No matter who you are.
That's why you can't try to be like the perfect parent.
Yeah, you can't be perfect.
Because you're perfect and their perfect is going to be completely different.
Yeah, you can do as well as you can do, but it's still...
I felt like for a very, very long time, the way that I was parenting was from a place of trauma.
Yeah.
And everything that I'd done for my daughter was because, oh, I didn't get this or I didn't get that. And I want to be that kind of parent. And I don't want to be like that parent.
Yeah.
When really and truly, because I was afraid of her growing up and coming back to me and saying, well, Mum, I didn't like X, Y, and Z. And then it was a conversation with you that I had. And also I was reading a book at the time. And it was like, listen, no matter what you do, your child is always going to grow up with something that they're not happy with some form of trauma. And the only thing that you should focus on doing is taking accountability, listening, and apologizing if you have to. And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, because I feel like any time that I've confronted my parents, they've lacked accountability. Yeah. They've never said sorry. They've never taken into consideration how I felt about anything. And that's what's continued the feelings that I had for them. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm actually quite looking forward to it. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
like sitting down with her and validating her. Do you know what I mean? Because...
Well, she's only getting validated if she's not trying shit. Or she said some bullshit. I'm like, bitch, you're a liar.
Bitch, I was motherfucking working. The fuck? It's a process, isn't it? It's a journey as well. And we've had our fucking moments.
Yeah, definitely.
Next question. How did you know you were a lesbian while you were dating a man? I'm in a happy long-term relationship with my boyfriend, but I'm 99% sure I'm a lesbian. How do I confirm this?
99%?
I mean... Why do you need that extra percent to validate what you're saying?
Yeah, I think you validated it yourself.
Yeah. If you're with a man and you think you're a lesbian, you're a lesbian. That's it. Leave the man.
Yeah. If you're saying you're 99%, it's obvious that your feelings like that aren't there towards it. You're probably just holding on just to hold on. But a lot of people do that. They hold on just to hold on. Because even I done that initially.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, being with a woman, that's a lot. That's weird. Having to.
That's weird.
No, it was at that time.
Having to eat pumps, that's strange.
Like, I was
thinking, finger coochie, that's mad. Sticking my tongue in it, that's crazy.
No, like they're having a home with a woman, like sharing a home with a woman instead of a man.
That sounds lit.
No, but at the time, I was like, am I really going to leave my man? No.
But I think, there's obviously many reasons why lesbian women stay in a relationship with a man long term. But I genuinely feel like you and your ex were like boys.
No, I disagree.
Why are you getting flashbacks? You're fucking nasty.
No, because that's not what it was. Why would you do that?
Because that's getting me angry now. Why would you do that? Why would you say that with a smile?
Because I'm winding you up.
No, you're not.
I'm winding you up. But anyway.
That's disgusting. Don't ever do that in your life ever again. Do you hear me?
That is funny. No, because you've said this to me before. And I'm like, no. Like, we had a relationship. Do you know what I mean? It was 7.5 years. Of course, it was a proper relationship. But then it just got to a point where I just wanted something different.
Yeah. So what should she do then?
Leave.
Yeah, you need to leave.
Like,
babe.
You might be comfortable, but comfort over happiness, no.
Yeah, absolutely not. And the thing is, I can understand why it's scary, especially if you're somebody that has never had experience with a woman.
Yeah.
Because obviously I was out here on these streets.
You was.
I've had my experiences with both. So nothing ever really tied me to men like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can imagine it being like, oh my God, what does that even look like for me? But you need to live your life. And this is the thing. People need to remember that you've got one life. Life is so, so short. And you need to do whatever it is that you want to do. Because regardless of the fact, this person is just not for you.
Yeah, exactly.
If they were, they would have been.
I think even if you're questioning it, I feel like it's not for you.
No.
Well, if you're questioning if someone's for you, if I'm sitting here questioning whether you're for me, you are not for me.
Are you telling me you've never sat there and been like, is this for me?
What, like 99%?
Oh, no, 99%.
Like,
1%.
There might be a 1% in the past, like at the start where I was like, I don't know.
No, you had a few moments like that. What are you talking about? You definitely told me that.
Yeah, but not 99%.
No, 99% is crazy. Even if it got to like 40%, that's enough for me to be like, yeah, nah.
Yeah. Nah. So, yeah, I think you just have to come out your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And if you're feeling like you're 99% a lesbian,
go get that coochie.
Exactly.
Go get that coochie. Leave him and go get your coochie.
Go find your happiness.
Because you can't be out here like eating bomb pretending it's coochie.
You make me sick.
Okay, next. That was one time, all right? Next question. Oh my gosh, yes. How comes you chose a civil partnership instead of a marriage?
Okay, now let me tell you guys what's so funny about this, right? So, Miss Milena over here is a very indecisive person, okay?
I didn't know whether I wanted to marry her because
no, not that.
So many different kind of fish out there. Do you know what I mean? In my DMs. So like I had to make sure that this one was the lucky one.
Oh, you're silly.
No, I'm joking.
No, let me tell it from the start actually. So where we are like planning to have kids and everything, we was doing like a lot of research and stuff, and then we found...
When we say we were doing a lot of research, Milan was doing the research.
And I was bringing the research to her.
She was just bringing me back the research.
Bullet points.
Yeah.
And what we found was that if I'm carrying... I keep going to call you your first name.
No, you can say Hazel.
I can say Hazel.
Yeah, these
God,
people know.
I hate calling you Milena on here.
Yeah, I know.
All right, guys, from now on, I'm just sticking to Hazel because Milena just feels so fake and awkward for me to say.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, thank you. Oof, glad I got that out. So, if I am carrying the baby for a known donor, then she would have to adopt the baby.
Yeah.
And that just didn't sit right with me. I couldn't imagine you having to adopt my child.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't like it. So obviously we got engaged before. This was after the engagement. We spoke about this. So the engagement, cool, we was going to get married, like, I don't know, we was going to say in like 2 years or something.
We were planning a 2027 December wedding in Medellin.
Yeah. And then after doing that research, what we found is that if we are officially partners, like either civil partners or married, then if I have a baby, there's basically less that Hazel has to do. She doesn't have to adopt.
Yeah.
You just have to... No, you don't have to do anything.
I don't have to do anything.
You become a parent because me and you are together.
Yeah. And my name will be automatically on the birth
well,
certificate.
as long as the known donor, he just signs off his parental responsibilities.
Donor. Big D. You watched? Oh, no.
Not Big D.
That sounds crazy. No.
That's not big for Big Donor.
Yeah, BD.
Yeah.
BD. Yeah, you better sign your parental rights. He knows anyways. He's a good little sport.
He's good. But yeah, so that would mean that she automatically becomes a parent, and it makes us feel better about the whole situation. It's less paperwork.
Yeah, less paperwork. And like, listen, I'm not stupid. The baby is not going to be biologically mine, but that doesn't even matter. Like, you know what I mean? We're still going to be that baby's parent, regardless of whether I push them out or if they have my blood, whatever. Yeah. No. So I just feel like we want the experience to be as comfortable for us as parents.
But hold on, let me carry on as to why now we're here.
Yeah.
So then we done all that research, found out you have to be either civil partners or married. We didn't want to rush a marriage.
No.
So we was like, let's not do that. Now this is the funny part. We said we're going to become civil partners and we agreed we wasn't going to tell anybody. We were just going to be civil partners so that when we do have a child, you know, it's legally both of ours. Now, we had that civil partnership, and on the day, Hazel was like, I'm going to post some pictures and videos.
Oh,
and I was like,
a cute moment.
I was like, babe, are you sure? Like, we're literally doing this just to go and sign it so it's official, so that we can do this for, you know, for our future baby. We don't want to make it like a big thing, remember? Because if we do this, are we still going to celebrate a marriage as big? And she was like, yeah, fuck it. So then she decided to
sorry, posting one little post on Instagram doesn't...
Yeah, but now everybody thinks that we're married.
No, everybody knows that we're civil partners.
Babe, no, a lot of people don't even know what that means.
Then
even
people should start asking questions.
When we went out, someone said to me, oh, congratulations on your marriage. Oh, what is it? Marriage? Like, you're not married now, innit? And I'm like, well, we're not married. We're civil partners. So, yeah, we are civil partners now, but that is just for reasons for our future kids.
It was only meant to be like a low-key thing, man.
Yeah, no one was supposed to know. And then...
But do you know why I think it was important for me to do that, actually?
Why?
Because before... being with you, I didn't know anything about like being civil partners or anything like that.
Me neither.
We didn't have to, do you know what I mean? And I feel like there are probably a lot of people in the same boat as us.
Yeah.
So this is why I thought, you know what, even coming on the podcast today and talking about it, it's really important because there are women that are in same-sex relationships and they don't know like what the fuck
but
they're
also,
doing.
it depends how you go about it.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to going through a sperm donor, like a sperm donor that you don't know.
Bank.
Yeah. Then I don't think you need that. You get a paperwork given to you during the whole process.
Yeah.
So it depends on your process. This is a known donor for us. Like,
there are so many different ways to go about like pregnancy, being married, all of that.
You just have to do your research.
Yeah, do your research. But then also I think it's important to have representation because there might be couples that are going and doing it with a known donor like we are. Do you know what I mean? And people want to see what that process is like. How many times have we gone online and we're like, oh my God, searching.
Yeah.
Is this a known donor? Is it not? And we don't find anybody really that looks like us, that's doing the same process as us and that's documenting it.
No, 100%.
Which is why I have been filming every single thing when it comes to our civil partnership, like marriage, the journey with our donor, all of that stuff. Because I really am going to need Netflix to come and commission something because what? people definitely would want to see this. I've got great footage. And it's important to have that representation there. And like, I'm sure that there are other people as well who are straight that are just intrigued.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So it was supposed to be low key. No one was supposed to know we became civil partners.
we will upgrade it to a marriage.
Yeah. But you know what? I feel like we've kind of put that on hold for a moment. Don't you feel like?
Yeah, we have a little bit.
Like, we haven't spoke about no marriage planning.
We haven't, but I feel like we haven't done that because we want to actually figure out our lives first.
Yeah.
Once we figure out our lives and like, you know.
Yeah, hopefully 2027 still.
Amen, by the grace of God. The thing is, like, even though I get stressed out about like where I'm at in life, at the moment, I don't know, there's always been something in me that's just like, you're going to live the life that you've always wanted to live. Because you have.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I think I've said this before. As humans, we always want more. Yeah. I am currently living the life that I wanted to live before.
100.
But now I'm here, I want more.
Yeah.
Like, and that's not in like an ungrateful way.
Yeah. Like, and that's the thing, things could be so much worse. Do you know what I mean? Like, look at the home that we live in. Like, financially, we're cool. It's just figuring out what long term our career will look like. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, man. Stick with me, babes. Like, we'll do some good things together. Create some content and that. Whatever, headquarters of TikTok soon. Get me. Panel talk and them thing there.
Get my finger.
Oh, sorry. Guys, her finger, since yesterday, has been swelling up and it hurts so much.
I think it's broken. Not broken. I think I fractured it, but I don't know when or how.
You didn't go that hard. I'm joking.
Like, this is how my toe felt when I broke my toe.
Cute. Next question. Growing up, I was always curious. I recently dated a woman for 6 months, but it ended. Since then, I have definitely come off of men and want to continue dating women, but my friends are straight and I feel like I'm not going to find what I'm looking for in these straight events. I need more LGBTQ friends. What do I do? You need to go to queer events.
Yeah.
You need to really go to queer events.
There's loads of queer events though, and even you stopped doing yours. But we should...
Can I just say why I stopped doing that though, please? I had to stop doing Plus You because basically, A, I got robbed from the venue that I was using and they closed down. And B, finding another venue that I feel like it's suitable, especially for the amount of girls that were attending Plus You, which was like between 100, 150, you know? It's not a huge number. So mostly all of these venues are for like 300 plus. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't feel confident enough as as somebody that's just come into the event space to be doing up events of 300 plus women. I just don't feel confident in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have wanted to start Plus You again, but events is so difficult and I have anxiety. Is that how you say it? Anxiety. Yeah, I have anxiety. And then just putting myself in those positions, I'm just a bit like, man, what if no one comes? What if... But obviously you've got to have confidence. So maybe I'm going to start Plus You again. But I need to find a venue. So if anyone knows of any venues, let me know.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
Couldn't even tell you now.
So go to more like queer events.
Oh yeah, queer events. There's loads.
Yeah, there is loads. Go on TikTok. Just be like, hey, looking for queer friends. Queer people are so friendly.
They actually are.
They really are.
Love that.
Honestly. Okay, one tip for a happy relationship. Communication. I can't even communicate how important that is. Communicating and just listening also. Not only communicating, listening.
I think listening is part of communication though, isn't it?
Shut the fuck up, man. Shut the fuck up. No, because you communicate. You can communicate and not listen. Yes, you can. Oh, you're just being dumb, man. She's being bare jarring today. It's proper annoying. Communicate, listen to one another and try to understand. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the moment you go into something and you don't really want to understand it, it's long.
Yeah.
It's long. Oh. Next question.
Oh, here we go.
Why are you trying to get pregnant so quickly?
So quickly?
Are you
together
joking?
Almost 4 years.
So quickly.
And do you know what's so funny about all of this? Heterosexual couples sometimes... heterosexual...
You can't even say it. You're so gay. You can't even say it.
Heterosexual couples will sometimes have a baby after a year and no one bats a fucking eyelid.
No.
So, you, Mrs. So Concerned, why we're almost 4 years in and want to have a baby, just give it a rest.
Honestly.
I just feel like everything's so... what's the word?
Scrutinised.
Yeah, like, go away.
And judged. But also, the reality is...
Furthermore, I'm going to be 32.
All right, babe, calm down.
How much longer should I wait?
The Hackney in her is coming out. Okay, give it a second, yeah? All right, hold it down, babe. 1 second. You're going to N16 on these people. 1 second. I was also going to say, when you are in a queer couple... You have to plan these things.
Literally.
We can't have a baby like a heterosexual couple. So therefore we have to plan it. So therefore it does take time. And also it probably takes even longer, to be fair.
But the amount of time we've been together isn't quick.
No.
How long are you supposed to wait or supposed to wait?
Yeah. Everyone needs to focus on living their own life. Like, my too quick is too slow for you and your too slow is too quick for me.
I like that one.
Do you know what I mean?
That's a good one. There.
You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah? That's why I tell you to communicate if it's too slow or too fast. Anyways, to Milan, this is jokes. What annoys you the most about Colombians?
Oh, they're just so, like, bitchy. They're so bitchy. Like, I don't know what it is.
It's a bit like with chismosos.
Yeah, you lot just love gossip. Everything's a big deal. Like,
so we're dramatic.
So dramatic. That's definitely the...
No, we're not dramatic. We're passionate.
No, dramatic. Dramatic. It's dramatic.
Sometimes when she's in, like, my mum's house or, like, in the Colombian get-togethers, like, my family get-together, she's like, this doesn't need to be a drama. Like, what is happening
and
here?
Like, it's so funny because I thought it was, like, like the younger generations.
Yeah.
It's not. Because your auntie will call you and be gossiping about the family. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
But we don't see it as gossiping. It's just like, what we're trying to do is just accumulate more information.
No, it's mad.
I just want to get up and move to Colombia.
I'd love to.
I would love to just, if I could, that's exactly what I would do, you know. Get up and I would leave. And I would go and live in Colombia for a year, minimum.
Yeah.
Like, if Kata's dad was like, yeah, cool, take her then, I'd be like, safe. Ask Milan, what do we think of Tottenham?
Shit.
And what do you think of shit?
Tottenham.
Oh yeah, you lot, yeah. I have been Arsenal's #1 fan to the point that I'm on the Arsenal homepage.
Yeah, I couldn't believe you made it to the Arsenal Instagram page. Yeah.
Are you mad? Me? That's only been a football fan for 4 months.
Yeah, it's not even 4 months. It's been like 8 weeks.
I am gassed. And you know what? I have been loving every single part of football, learning the terminologies, watching the matches, all the free food that Il Maquillage has been providing.
Shout out to Il Maquillage.
Honestly, shout out to Il Maquillage for real, for true. Because I have been living my life. I even got a brand new Arsenal top.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I walk around naked with that top on. Do you know what I mean? Like, what? I've been loving it. How do you feel that I am a football lover now?
No, like, it makes me feel so much better because before you'd make it an issue if I wanted to watch a game.
And I was like the worst person to watch a game with.
Yeah, because you'd just like be taking the mick out of it, like supporting the other team that I'm watching. It was just silly. Like, it was just irritating, actually. Irritating's the right word. But now, like, you might not sit and watch the whole game. Like, you might go on your phone for bits, but you're in it.
Yeah, I'm definitely in it.
You're in it.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters.
I've been really enjoying it. Like, I feel like the women's team is absolutely sensational. They've been smashing it.
Champions League.
Yeah, it's been so great. I might get one of them to come on the podcast.
That would be sick.
And have a conversation with them. Yeah, 100%. Also, if anybody wants to play football with Milan, can you guys form a little group, please?
Yeah.
Because she would love to just play around.
Yeah, just for fun.
Just for fun, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, last couple of questions. Are you ladies going to go see Beyonce? No, I really don't give a fuck about Beyonce. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we went last year as well,
Yeah,
to be fair.
I don't give a fuck about her. Not in that way. I think old school Beyonce, amazing. Dia's new album,
Yeah,
not a bit
I
for
haven't
me.
listened to the new album at all.
Love it for Blue Ivy though. She's fucking sensational. Do you guys remember your first girl crush? Not a celeb. Was there anyone growing up that you wouldn't have really known, but now looking back? Any of your brother's girlfriends?
Yeah. Not
Any
even one
teacher?
girl. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. There was a teacher that we had in school.
Yeah.
She was young. And I just used to sit and listen so hard. Like, there was no playing around in that lesson for me.
Really?
It was focus mode. I'm going to do my best work to impress her. I swear down. She was an RE teacher. I don't want to say her name, but I know anybody that went to Stokey School that was in my year will know exactly what RE teacher I'm
What did
talking
she look
about.
like?
She was light skinned, very young, pretty. I can't remember what her hair was like.
You need to find her on Instagram, see what she looks
I don't even
like
remember
now.
her first name. I just remember her surname.
Don't worry.
And
I'll
her
figure it
surname
out.
was like a bait surname.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Fancied everyone, to be fair. Like, a lot of girls were growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been knowing. I knew from the get-go, from a very, very young age.
I fancied loads of boys when I was young, but there was like a few girls.
Oh, no, I fancied boys as well. I fancied both.
No, mine was like 99% boys.
I had this boy in primary school called Corey Lee. Oh, my God. He was black and he had...
Slit eyebrow.
Oh,
slit
my...
eyebrow
No, in
when you was
primary
young.
school.
Mad.
In primary school.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then another one, he was half Colombian, I think. His name was Nicholas. Oh my days. Nicholas was so cute. And they were best friends. She's like, which one of you want to date me, man? Please, I love you both. Them school crushes were next level.
Them school crushes were deep.
Deep, bruh.
And then I remember, I don't know why this just triggered something in my head. There was an S Club 7 Juniors, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Did they have a song called Puppy Love?
Yeah.
That song used to have me in my feelings.
Really?
Yeah, with all my crushes.
S Club Juniors, I really wanted to audition for that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, those were the days. I think like Rochelle Humes was in that.
Oh yeah,
And
I
Frankie.
think she was actually.
No, she was 100%. No, S Club Juniors was it. I knew I would have been able to get in there if I auditioned for that. 100%. But yeah, last question, or not even a question. Not a question, just want to say you seem like the perfect couple. And I think this was important for me to say because I feel like people must have like this misconception of us being this perfect couple when really and truly it's like nobody's perfect. Do you know what I mean? Nobody's perfect. And we definitely have our moments, we have our ways, we have things that aren't, 100%. But I need everybody to know, just because we may seem like we're a perfect couple because we put up videos of us like being loving towards each other and whatever, understand that there has been difficult moment.
Yeah, but also in you saying that, a perfect couple may not necessarily mean somebody that just seems happy. Like a couple that's happy. Because it's so funny that was the question. Because yesterday, I don't know why yesterday I was thinking about this.
Yeah.
But I was like, this relationship is sensational.
Yeah.
Like, yes, as humans, everybody is going to argue.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? You'll argue with your mum, your brother,
Yeah.
like whoever, your best friend. Humans are going to argue.
Yeah.
But I think how you deal with it is super important.
100%.
And like overall, I have no complaints about you. Like other than you maybe being messy at times and all of that. But that stuff is like...
minor.
So minor. Like, yeah, you can piss me off. Yeah. But I do feel like overall, I'm in a relationship now where I don't have anything bad to say.
Yeah.
Like if I was to go link up with my girls...
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a thing where I'm like, oh my God, like, she's doing my head in, da-da-da.
No,
you do that.
I'm joking, I don't do that. No, no, I don't do that. But
like, there might be something like the things that we talk about, like maybe situations that we had that I'll talk about, but it's never a thing of like, I'm unhappy.
Yeah. 100%.
Do you know what I mean? I haven't had any I'm unhappy with you moments.
Yeah. Might be unhappy with the situation, but not with you as a person.
Yeah, which for me yesterday when I was thinking about it, I was like, oh my gosh, this relationship is so, so great.
Aww.
I don't do all of that.
We are. I feel like...
Finger.
Sorry, baby. Yeah, because I internalize perfect as it just being lovey and nothing happening.
Yeah, no.
But maybe perfect in the sense of like we have all of those loving moments, but also we pull ourselves out of the dark moments.
Yeah.
And it's a very united relationship. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel alone.
And that's the thing.
In my relationship.
A lot of the issues that we deal with are not about each other.
Yeah.
They're not about each other.
Yeah.
It's external things that we are dealing with.
Yeah.
So and I feel like we always stick together in those moments. And yeah, like we don't ever clash about each other.
Yeah. That's true. I made a vow to myself, if I ever felt alone again in a relationship, I would, 100%. There was too many times in my past relationships where I'm just like, I might as well be by myself. Like, I would be happier by myself, but I've just stayed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, babe, I think we have grown so much individually and together. So it's beautiful when people also see that. Yeah. But yeah, I absolutely adore you. I love you so much. You still make my pussy tingle. And you make my heart flutter.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad I make your heart flutter. But yeah, no, wait. No, just to end that. So just to finish that off, yeah, what we post online may seem very lovey and people might be thinking, oh my God, like surely they have some down times. We do have down times, but we're together in those down times.
Yeah.
And social media is just some fake shit anyway.
Yeah. And I think as well, anytime that we have our down times, I ask myself, do you want to be with this person? Like, do you love and care and respect them? If the answer is yes, then you figure it the fuck out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If any answer is no to any of those questions, yeah, you're going to have to start reevaluating things. I can't lie to you lot. Anyways, guys, we have come to the end of Milena's diary. Thank you so much for getting to this point. If you have, I really, really appreciate it. Please don't forget to go and rate the podcast, whether you're listening to it on Spotify or Apple. Go and subscribe to Milena's Diaries channel as well on YouTube, where I be dropping our blogs as well. Vlogs. And yeah, make sure you use the hashtag on X. Actually don't, because I don't really use X. I can't lie, so I'll never see it. If you want to email any sort of like dilemma or anything, any collaborations or sponsorships, hello, milenasdiarypod@gmail.com, or also DM me. It is Pride Month, where the brands be at. Yeah, thank you so much for the love and support always. You lot really, really get me through with your comments, because some days I be waking up like I don't want to do this shit no more, but I'm still here. So yeah, I have been your mamacita, Milena Sanchez.